Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another daily analysis on cryptocurrency markets. Alhamdulillah, the market is bouncing. And yeah, I gave you guys a scenario that it is quite possible we see a wick toward the downside before Bitcoin actually tries to reclaim this level. But it was the day before yesterday, and the price was at that time at $93,000. This didn't happen back then. Now, yesterday I was busy, so there was no analysis, but I'm again here. Now, let's go and fully check the entire market so we are prepared for what is going to come next. Are we going to really have a bull market? Are we really going to have a bear market? What are the chances? Let's take a look at both. Now, let me go through some of the liquidation charts first before we actually go to US dollar chart. I want to remind you guys how we try to tell you that there is a lot of liquidations around these levels, and as you can see, Alhamdulillah, all of them are taken out. The next liquidation levels for the short traders are around $97,000, but higher than that, where we need to flip this bear move or actually go back to bear market first we need to at least cross this $97,000 and Bitcoin should close and regain 100k. That is for sure. I will show you that in chart which truly aligns with the liquidation heat map, but still we'll have to see how far their liquidation goes. Now, you see, there aren't lots of shorts toward the downside. The same way, there aren't too many longs toward the lower side. So the upside and the downside both are clean. Why is this loading so slow? You can see that we have a clean way because literally everybody was exhausted in this market. But it's fine. What did I tell you guys? Buy the fear. That's what we do. I showed you guys a lot of things today as well that look at my Solana chart, and a lot of people were impressed the way I had traded it. Alhamdulillah, that's how good our analysis is, and we try to maintain it, inshallah. So again, on CoinGlass, you can see we have 96,000, 97,000 levels. You see 97 to 98 to 99, but still I want it above 100k. A good daily and weekly candle close above 100k would tell me that we will inshallah go back to the bull market. If not, then we can expect anything, right? Okay. So let's go away from this one. Now, coming back to the Dixie, so US dollar. Let me remind you guys that below 100, I kept telling you guys we are still early. Things are still good. Nothing has happened wrong. It's just a healthy market correction for Bitcoin. And more than that, because the price was not stable and we saw some metrics, I told you guys it is a clear act of manipulation, which the market is filled with it. Mostly it's due to the exchanges and the whales that they had already taken a lot of profit at the top of the market when I told you guys. Um which they say that the market fall was due to China tariff. That was a distraction. Don't get distracted. But I did give you guys that it can still come down here and we did break back below this level. Now it's currently retesting it. Can it go back and test 100? Yes, it's quite possible it will do that, but we if we want to see US dollar going above, it should close at least above 99.75 so it can push back to 100. So those are the levels you should keep in mind. But for the long term, whatever happens, this US dollar chart is going to go down and it's gonna go and die, which that's what even Americans want. Nobody likes US dollar anymore. Nobody. Except the the people that they believe in capitalism. But that's what have destroyed their own society too. And by capitalism, what they do is they make the rich richer and poor poorer, and the poor, because they don't have money, they take loans from the banks and pay interest, which obviously it benefits the rich. And the rich, they find ways for the taxes, they have great lawyers, they find the ways to even get no interest, or don't pay any interest back to the government. They have a lot of ways, but when they give their money, they would want interest. So keep that in mind, that this is a very unfair world, but those that they believe in Allah and the day of judgment, we know that all of this is going to pass. And what we do is here that we want to be in the right side of history, not through US dollar, not with a corrupt money, but we want to have Bitcoin as an alternative best money and capital of the internet. Not just that, since the entire world is being digitalized, we can say it is the best form of money at the moment. So there's no argument absolutely there that this is the most halal money out there. And if we truly, truly believe that US dollar is interest based, we should avoid it the same way we should avoid all the fiat. I always say this: sell your fiat, sell all the things that they are involved, even your stocks that they are always involved with haram money. Buy Bitcoin. That is the first halal cryptocurrency you can buy. Then we have more. Recently, we removed Dogecoin because of the doubts it had, but now I replaced it for you guys with Zcash. Yes, so we're going to take a look at that. We took a position today as well. I'm going to talk about that as well, which is in profit, inshallah. Um, Before that, let's go and see back the Bitcoin dominance, which was one of the indicators for us for the bull side. You can see that it just keeps falling, and I kept reminding you guys that below 60.1%, below this zone, because you know why I see these. You can also do that. There is nothing magical about it, there's nothing special about it. That what I do is different than what you can do. Everyone can see this, but if the only thing that is different between me and you is, first of all, experience, secondly, it's the trust and confidence that comes with the experience, and then following the price every time and knowing the levels in your mind, so it comes subconsciously to actually see these markets and tell the impossible. But that is also how Allah has given us the intelligence to be able to do that if our minds are calm, if we are not attached to money. Don't you think it stresses me out? It does. But the amount of stress that I have versus the amount of stress that you have, it's different. You are dependent on the capital that you invest, or you get emotional while trading. For me, it is not like that. I don't see it as gambling, I see it as investing. And I see the points and I make effort and I put a lot of time to be able to actually do this. So That is the difference. There is absolutely no superpower here. Everything else uh, is like, even the way I see it is because Allah guides me. Otherwise, I cannot. So yeah, if you also align yourself with the way that Allah tells you things and avoid the haram and be patient and try to do your best, you can become best at anything. At anything. Because Allah does things for you. He runs the entire world. He makes us live at the moment right now. He can take the life back. So, what are you afraid of? Right? Now, again, for US dollar, I give you guys this chart that if we're still below these two lines that I have and this entire zone, we're still in bull market. And below this, it is bull market. Even if we go lower, if you see it for a, a bigger perspective, all these stable coins, they don't always stay like this. They come in crypto. They buy a lot of crypto. So it changes, it comes back down. It doesn't keep always going up. But if it does, above 6.5 is the bear market. Just as a reminder to you, so you are aware of what could possibly be happening. Is there anybody waiting to join? I don't think so. Anyway, let's move back to the total one. So total had some breakdown toward the lower side, and you can see we almost touched this zone, and now it's bouncing. But in order for this to stay sustainable, we would need to reclaim 3.25 or 26 this level in order to push to the next one. We can remove this, but I don't think we should remove it right now. We can still have it as a line of resistance. Total 2, very nice bounce for Ethereum. It's good, but we still need to keep our eyes open for the upcoming resistances. So I'm not gonna change this chart much. The real rush in the market and the real gains will be made once we are above 1.42. And total 3, it bounced from this level of support, which we expected this level of 845 billion. Let's see if it does go there. If Bitcoin cannot reclaim 100K, this will also come to this level or maybe even lower. Same way Bitcoin will go lower. I'm gonna talk about the bear case very, very soon. Be patient with me. You need to listen to everything so you have the image in your head what is possible and what can happen. Others is still very strong. That's why a lot of alts that we were holding, nothing happened to them. It was just Bitcoin and Solana and Ethereum that they fell. That is also, it's still very strong. Now, let's go to this chart because I did give you guys this. And yeah, this was the other view that I had on Bitcoin. You can see why I have this view. Although it looks a little bit different, you see, we were going up like this. It was supposed to go up from here, but the reason this was supposed to get broken, it has two main reasons, nothing else. See at this local top that was here, this was the reason that we couldn't make a higher high, right? The second reason was that this trend line became too obvious. Trust me, when something is so clear and you see this in crypto, Twitter, and YouTube, everywhere, all your favorite influencers, I am sure, they were showing you this chart that look, the trend line is holding and we should be buying this level. But what did I tell you guys? No, we will go lower. because it has become really obvious there will be manipulation and a breakdown of this level. I told you before it happened, before it would break. All these times, after this first crash, the same way I told you that from this is the top, I again told you that this line will be broken. Now, what can put us back to the bull market? Again, nothing has changed. First of all, what changed is that we went a little bit lower according to this chart, okay? Now, this support was also broken. So first, we need to we really need to reclaim this 99 and 100k level. If we don't expect for the market to go higher than this, at least for Bitcoin, okay? I'm gonna come to Ethereum and why I think it's bullish and we might actually perform well in Ethereum. But for this, once a trend is broken, it becomes really hard to flip. Now you can see we still have a lot of gap even until like the end of December. It might continue staying below this, then it might actually break in January. Who knows? I'm just making an assumption. This is not a prediction. I'm just saying, okay? But one of the probabilities are that this line was the bottom. Like this price that we saw, if you bought, then good for you. If you didn't, then wait and see if you get that price again. Otherwise, wait for another higher low, then buy it later at a higher price. Up to you. It's based on what you think. Now, the next level that should be flipped after 100k is still 107. I kept telling you that 107 is a very important level. Now, it has become the 2 point between this trend line being broken and the line of support that is broken. We need to flip $107,000. Below that, everything will be underperforming, especially Bitcoin itself. But if this keeps consolidating and Bitcoin dominance keeps falling, continued by USDT dominance, if it starts trending down, then it's better to be in Ethereum than to be in Bitcoin at that point. Okay? Because you're gonna be making a lot of money in Ethereum. Now, I did give you guys this level 2,900 and 2,800, which was just a little bit below. Now, a smart person would wait for the daily candle close, which you can see. The daily close at 3,025, but right after that, there was no breakout toward the downside. So, this is the strategy I keep teaching you every single day here without you even joining our premium and our community or our course. I keep telling you here that if the daily closes above and we cannot make the breakout, you can buy, and this is the result of it. The same way, if daily closes back below 3,200, we might consolidate or you can take profit and the price might come back down. It's the same. But still, on a longer view in the upcoming 2 to 3 days, it might actually come and hit $3,400. The same way I told you, if Bitcoin goes above 100k, this will also by that time move above 3,400 and even maybe we move above $4,000, which this $4,000 level aligns with $107,000 Bitcoin. Let's see how that would play. Is ETH going to outperform Bitcoin? It can. Let's see the ETH BTC chart. Now, you see that we are reaching this trend line, which since here I told you guys that it's going to dump, and it did, but we still held this mid range, which I just talked yesterday. Now, we still want this circle now to be broken. Okay, if this circle is broken, we have some hopes, and maybe after another touch or maybe two touches of this zone, we might actually break it, and then will be euphoria. Okay, at that point, everything will be going crazy, insane up. But for now, we still have some levels to be taken out for Ethereum and Ethereum tokens to outperform Bitcoin, which it's it's fantastic to make these calls and make money. Alhamdulillah. Now I gave you guys Solana right the day before yesterday when it was around here. I mapped you this. Now, if you have bought, you should always buy in the zone. That's what I teach you. If you don't know the reason behind it, you can join and learn from us in the course, or you can at least read Trade in the Zone. I think it's by Mark Douglas, something like that. Read that book. It's a very good book. It tells you why you should trade in a zone. Now, if you think our approach is good, our course is less than $1 a day with all the value that you take and all the analysis that we do. You can learn from my trades. You can have the entire modules. The links are below. If you want to join, then join. No worries. Anyway, so this is Solana. It is still good, but we still have to move above 148 in order for it to move to the next level. So let me just make these things a little bit clear. You see how I got out and told you guys to get out? Unfortunately, I didn't. I still bought more at these prices, okay? But because I couldn't get out myself, it is how it is. I sometimes get stuck, but still, I have traded Solana so many times much better than this, which it's amazing. But just to tell you guys that, yeah, nobody's perfect. Even I get to stuck sometimes, but I did tell you guys to get out. That's what I can promise. If I make a trade, I give you guys the levels to get out. But if I couldn't get out myself due to uh, life conditions, because I cannot watch the chart every second, then it happens sometimes, but it's fine. So, yeah, this is how the market has performed so far. Now, we need Solana to go above 147, then we can go to $171, which till there, it will give us another trade of up to 18%. And now the Solana BTC chart is relevant to watch. And let's see. We have this zone that once it is taken out, Solana shall outperform Bitcoin, and it might just happen after BTC and USDT align together. BTC falling, USDT falling, Bitcoin going up or slowly going up or consolidating. Ethereum, Solana, everything will go up from that point. Solana, Ethereum, you can see that it's still holding this flag, and we can expect this next move and this next wave after. You can see we are right now sitting at a higher low against Ethereum. So it should outperform Ethereum once we are at least above this line. So they will keep changing size, Ethereum and Solana. If you see the return for Solana is still good against Ethereum, but let's see. Now let's move to Zcash, and let me show you guys where we got an entry and what happened to it. So we had a level of 582. Then I took an entry right at 592, which it did have a breakdown. But what I did was I didn't exit because it was still in the buy zone for me. Now we expect this to move higher from here and previously I shared this in the private group for the students. Now I made it public to you guys because we removed Doge. So we had Bitcoin, Ethereum, um, Solana, and Doge. Now we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Zcash. Isn't that amazing? So at in here, by the way, it doesn't mean that I have switched all my Dogecoin to Zcash. I switched all my Doge to Solana, not to Zcash. I'm just trading Zcash at this point because the profitability is good. We secured around 47 to 48% on Zcash. After securing 48%, I let the market come back down. You can see very disciplined. Now I took an entry. I wanted to go up from here. Now it's still holding this. If it closes below my targets, then I might take it out or I might just hold it. I am not sure. It is very strong. I don't want to miss the move, but I will certainly accumulate a lot of Zcash if it comes back to 480. Otherwise, I am good with this position that I have. It is half of the position that I had previously at 492. So at 592, I invested half the amount, not exactly half, like lesser than the original amount. So it's good. Zcash is very much strong, and I can show you against Bitcoin as well. It does show some weakness because lately it hit its own all-time high as well as all-time high against Bitcoin. So we need to see it from a bigger perspective of where it is going against Bitcoin because it is a privacy coin and there are a lot of things happening in Europe and US that they might come after your Bitcoin even if you're holding your Bitcoin overseas, because now they have AI that will scan through all the wallets and see who made a transaction where, and they will track all your money and will ask for the tax. This is absolutely insane. And they would want your money, they would want to steal it. Never ever let them do that. Fight for your own rights. But if you want to stay secure and have privacy, use Zcash. And there are so many other ones too. We're not going to talk about it. And it is certainly not a financial advice. Um, since they are so much after crypto, I would rather be in crypto and don't don't give them any kind of report or explain to them why am I doing what am I doing, because at this point they are the bad guys and we need to fight for our own rights. If even if they're gonna come after me here, I would happily fight for it. Not like fight like war fight, like intellectual war. Okay, we need to make them understand that we're not gonna pay taxes for something that we shouldn't be paying, or even if the tax is less, if it's Islamically, if it in Islam a tax is very less, like I don't know the percentage at the moment, but it's so less that everybody can pay, and it's a contribution to the government, but it's up to the government to fix itself. That is all I can say. Not gonna say more than that in this video. We might talk a little bit more about it in the future videos and on our podcasts, inshallah. So I'll be waiting to see you guys there. But so far everything's good. You can see it is again strong uh, against Ethereum, Zcash, but because we are hitting this level, that's why Zcash had to come down a little bit and we got the entry lower, but still very strong against US dollar. We might actually go and outperform once Bitcoin and Ethereum goes up themselves. This will also go up much higher and much better. It might be in the future one of the top three coins, not higher than Ethereum or Bitcoin, who knows, but it is going to go to thousands of dollars, inshallah. Let's see, currently it's sitting at 9.8 billion market cap. It can easily go to 100 billion, like Doge did. But Doge in 2021, it went to 100 billion, and it just surpassed BNB as well. And these two were not like, it went to top three easily. So in this case, at the moment, I think Zcash should go and flip all of them. Um, let's see, Bitcoin Cash also has some of the same metrics, but we're gonna talk about that some other time. And yeah, I think I have covered almost everything. So you guys are prepared for what is going to come and which levels to look for and where to take profits. If you want to be part of our Muslim communities, the links are down below. You can join our communities for free. Our lessons on wop.com/halal portfolio is absolutely for free. But if you wanted more to learn, every other module, become a trader, learn technical analysis, learn the trading basics, money management, as well as supply and demand and the whale order flow strategy that I teach you, then that is in our premium, which is less than $1 a day. You can go and check that out. Now, if you guys have questions, tell me. Abdul Waris, you can also tell me. Um, Let me see what AVAX, please. What else is there? Hmm, AVAX. So let's take a look at AVAX, by the way. A lot of concern about AVAX and the way it has dropped for many, many people. But my analysis is not changed on AVAX. This is what I analyzed for another student a few days ago. And it was at this point, it was around $16. Now it's at 14.70. Which, yeah, AVAX, it needs to go above 16 to give you another return, or for me to consider taking a trade if I do. But I still don't think I would do because I have other greater trades than AVAX at the moment. So let's see. You can see that this is broken the same way Dogecoin's trend line is broken, the same way Bitcoin's trend line is broken. Going back above this trend line and going back above $107,000 should put us back into the bull run and going toward the all-time highs. But a lot of these coins are not gonna go back to their highs. You need to be in the coins that really matter, and a lot of people are scared to actually do that. But it is what it is. There is no hard feelings. Market does what it needs to do. Nobody can change that. Nobody can entirely manipulate that, what happens in the long term. Nobody actually knows what is going to happen in the future. Only Allah knows, and to Him, inshallah, we will return. So take care, guys. It's been a very good session. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed it. Hit the like button so it reaches to more Muslims and they also can benefit. See you inshallah next time.